Oh, okay. Well, that's everybody then. Still has not learned haste. Okay, one more fight. I was planning on one more fight anyway. But one more fight ought to give her the 2 AP to have haste, and then I can put body temp on her. Wow. I'm looking at at my stream right now, and wow. So I just finished the fight in which Eiko gained haste, and I'm just now seeing when I go, okay, I got one more battle to gain haste. Woo, that's way behind. No, as much as I want to focus on that stuff for this fight, I need to use my Dane's ring. I don't really need auto regen right now. What's Guardian Mog even do? Mog protects with unseen forces. Well, you know what? We'll do that. And yeah, that should be good. And Loudmouth for good measure. And let's go back to Dagger because she doesn't need to level up right now. Having Healer. Heck, Chemist would be pretty good. Am I stopping at the end of disc 3? Or at the end of disc 2? No. No, I'm going for another 3 hours after right now. It is right before 9 o'clock. No, I'm going through... I am playing through midnight my time. And then I'll be back same time. Well, actually, probably starting about an hour later next week. What's going on is that the reason my stream times change a little bit from week to week is because, well, I have stepdaughters, and every other week they go visit their dad, and I can start this stream a little earlier. But when they're here, I'm usually reading to them and tucking them in from 8 to 9. I think everybody has body temp. Everybody is not a multiple of 5. Yeah, let's do this. Is it moving? Although I will say, if anybody wants to give me any advice for the card tournament near the start of Disc 3, I'm totally open to that. I have not been playing the card game at all. I expect to lose it. Not that it matters if you win it or not, but... stimulate the fighting instinct. Well, I mean, the thing about the thing about Tetramaster is that unlike Triple Triad, Tetramaster actually has a lot of randomness added into it, which means that even if you're a good player, you're not necessarily guaranteed to win. Which is fine in an actual competitive game against people. There's a reason that Magic and Hearthstone and games like that are really popular. Well, I'm sorry, Soul Cage, but I'm pretty sure it is now. You don't have any... Oh yeah, we can cast haste on Zidane. That's right. That was the whole reason I wanted to get haste. I wanted to cast haste on Zidane so that he could steal faster. And then you slow down and go blind. Yes, I really don't need an oak staff. Just defend for right now. Okay, blinded. Okay, we stole the magician cloak, but not really what we want or need at this point. Let's sleep it. I was gonna say that's not actually gonna do anything. Are you serious? Does haste last that little time? Oh well. We stole everything. Yes, not that anyone should probably ever have trouble with this particular boss, but a Phoenix down plus a physical attack, insta-kill. Yeah, I don't think it's wrong to not want more of your kind made for the purposes of war. Yes, they are. I really wish, and this is one of the things that I know they can't do, and in fact I think is one of the reasons why like Final Fantasy IX is probably never getting remastered. I don't think they have the original code anymore. I don't think they have any of the original assets anymore. All they have is the final version of things. Now we go back. Actually, first things first. Save. Because, you know, we haven't. Actually really annoyed me. My original discs for this game have an issue where I don't know, there's some sort of corruption that happened, you know, some sort of scratch or something that happened on disc 1, and it makes the game want to lock up whenever it tries to load the Evil Forest petrification scene. And oh my goodness, she's equipped with a healing rod. I can't use attack when she's got the healing rod. Thank goodness that was the first attack. But anyway, that annoyed me so much that the Evil Forest scene would make it lock up, so I couldn't actually watch the whole scene. I would have to... Oh my goodness, the encounters. I would have to rewatch the thing. I would have to replay most of the Evil Forest until I got it to actually go through that part. Phew. A blazer beetle. Ouch. Blizzard for good measure. But what we will do is say we don't need body temp anymore. Equip ability up. So I don't think this is exactly an unheard of thing. I mean, it makes sense. But I'm a little nervous about the Final Fantasy VII remake that they're working on. I'm not entirely against them changing the combat system. Because, I mean, let's be honest, the ATB plus random encounters is definitely kind of dated, but I'm also not the biggest fan of, well, the action RPG combat that they use for a whole bunch of other games. Kingdom Hearts in particular comes to mind. I mean, I played through all of the first Kingdom Hearts and a decent chunk of the second one. It's not bad combat, but it's not really what I want. Plus, I do like the idea of controlling all your party members. Not having to rely on AI, or even being able to customize the AI of your party members, because that at least gives you a small amount of ownership of what they're doing. So like the gambits in Final Fantasy 12 were, I mean, I had a really hard time with Final Fantasy 12 because it really failed to grab me in a whole lot of ways. I think it had to do with the fact that the story was so much more inherently political than many of the other Final Fantasies. But the gameplay itself was pretty good. License board doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. Why do I need a license when I can buy this thing? Why do I need a license to cast a spell, but then I have to go buy the spell? You know, there's annoyances related to it, but being able to set things up so that like the game plays itself when you're fighting trash mobs, sometimes even when you're fighting bosses, but especially when you're fighting trash mobs. That works out pretty good. It's kind of funny because, you know, Final Fantasy 13 is the one that really gets the frequent complaint of just press X to fight. Well, I mean, is that really that much different than most of what I've done in this right here? I mean, yes, I've had to... I didn't go to the right place, did I? I'm looking at where I'm eventually going to be fighting and going, well... Yes, this is true. You can do that in Final Fantasy 12, but I actually like once you finally get enough gambits to do it that way, it is actually just making it where it really does almost entirely play itself. What am I looking for? I know you know counter. Ah, that's why I keep slowing things. I forgot I had add status equipped on this guy. I don't need that. I mean, seriously, Final Fantasy 12 is a game where I set up the whole the whole gambit thing, where once you have certain gambits and certain levels that it will that you can set it in one room, and I don't remember which room it is, but you can set it there and you can leave it overnight and it will just auto farm everything. Well, auto farm that area, provided that all the monsters spawn in the correct, locations to continue drawing your gambits down on them. You're a grown-up now? Well, hey, there's part of the problem right there. You shouldn't have to be a grown-up, Aiko. And even if you are trying to minimally use the Gambit system, as long as you're not playing the international version of the license board, it would still make sense to have a few more things other than nearest attack. He gets real clingy when he's sad. Alright, Zerdna. See ya. Yeah, you know what? I don't think I ever went up against Yasmet. It actually was the line. Yay, a weapon we don't need. No time.